This is TWiT.
A startup that is collecting face recognition information from everywhere. It's called Clearview. They're scraping images from Facebook, from Instagram, and they're not completely forthcoming about what they're doing and how they're doing it. But her headline is
it's
the
Peter
secretive
Thiel company. So
yeah, right. Yeah, the secretive company that might end privacy as we know it. Law enforcement is using their massive database. The problem is, you're not opting into it. If you've got images up on the internet, you're probably in the Clearview database. They claim to have scraped from Facebook, YouTube, Venmo, where you put your profile picture on it, millions of other websites, a database of 3 billion images. Federal law enforcement says we don't really know how it works or who's behind it, but we sure love it. We sure like to use it. Imagine adding that capability to those contact lenses. You'd know as you walk down the street, oh, that guy's a convicted felon. Oh, that guy's got an outstanding warrant. Oh, that guy's just a scary looking. This is I don't normally like stories that are designed to scare you, but this does scare me a little bit. So it's Peter Thiel. I didn't realize that.
I don't know.
He's backing it.
Yeah, he did Palantir, which was another kind of company working in the shadows, also widely used by law enforcement, gathering information from a variety of sources, not face recognition, but database information, and then selling it to law enforcement. In fact, if you have read your Tolkien, you know what a Palantir is. Isn't it one of those things the wizards use to see, like a crystal ball, anywhere in the world? All the Palantirs are connected. It's a little creepy. I guess, hey.
Did you see Anon on Netflix?
Not yet. Is it good?
Well, it's good because the idea of this is Clive Owen plays detective, and as he's walking, he gets information on everyone he sees as he's walking.
Exactly.
Because every single, well, yeah, and then there's somebody who actually has anonymity, and the whole.
That's the most dangerous person of all.
Fun.
Right?
Yes.
In a land where everybody's face is in the database, who are the suspects? People who aren't. And that's precisely the problem. But
if you aren't, you don't actually exist in their world. And that's where it gets really squirrely.
In a future where technology has rendered privacy obsolete, a detective investigates a serial assassin who has been deleted from all visual records. I'm guessing that's Amanda Seyfried. Maybe not. I recognize her face.
It'll be the future where you get plastic surgery so that no one knows who you are instead of, so you can Instagram more often.
A lot of Neil Stephenson's latest sci-fi book, The Fall, all the teenagers are wearing devices that project images over their face for anonymity.
Right.
I can imagine a world.
And then they'll just use sub-millimeter wavelength radar to scan your skull if you go by or something else.
Still be able to see what's
infrared.
going on. Yeah.
Got to get titanium plating.
This is actually, Sam, you brought this up today on the Tech Guy. This is a category of technology, these contact lenses that have both great benefits and great risks. You were talking about Elon Musk's Starlink. And we both, or no, it wasn't you, it was Chris Marquardt, our photo guy. We both agree that we want global gigabit internet, no matter where you go, anywhere in the world, from these low Earth orbit satellites. But if
you've got 40,000 of these things orbiting around, casting, reflecting the sun, everywhere, you're not going to be able to see the sky anymore.
Right. So on the one hand, it's a great idea.
Can you imagine? Everyone will be able to track you. like everywhere. It's just so profoundly creepy to me.
I'm gonna.
I think this is actually something that's coming with autonomous vehicles too. You know, when we do start to deploy autonomous vehicles in significant numbers, it's not going to be vehicles that we sell to consumers. It's going to be robo-taxi services, autonomous mobility services. Yeah. So every one of these things is going to have sensors in there that's going to monitor, you know, who's getting in the vehicle, you know, what their state is when they're in the vehicle. You know, if somebody gets sick or, you know, has a heart attack or something, if they leave anything behind, whoever's operating these fleets is going to want to know who's in there so that they can do billing and everything. And you know, you won't, you know, if you're in these things, I mean, already today, you know, if you carry a phone, you're being tracked anyway, but it's going to keep accelerating as we move into these new kinds of services where the systems depend on knowing who you are and where you're going.
It's like the Amazon Go store. You don't have to pay for anything. The cameras know.
Well, it's already that anonymity is almost impossible to keep. You know, if you travel, you know, across borders, if you're going to end up using a credit card, if you're using a cell phone, like anonymity is almost like this is going to be one day where anonymity itself will be illegal, that you will have to make sure that you're kind of tracked wherever you are. And it's like the gateway drug. We're all already way overly addicted to our phones. The ability to unplug is really difficult.
Georgia, besides being senior editor at iMore, you are a psychotherapist. Is there, I don't know why I'm telling you that. I think you know that. For those who don't. But is there, I would imagine there's also a deep psychological risk to this. People want to be known, but maybe that's a little bit too much.
It's kind of funny because the latest trend that I've seen in my work is people saying that, like young teens saying, I'm actually on my phone too much. I don't want to use it as much. I'm trying to unplug. And this is the largest growth population, which was the strongest for addiction. That's actually being the first people that are saying, you know what, this is too much. I don't want to use it. And it's the first week that I had 3 people say, I try not to use my phone anymore, which was really pretty powerful because of how addictive its nature is, and they're not attached to social media, or they're trying not to use Instagram. One is because of its psychological effects, and the other is because Facebook is now looked at as creepy by the newest generation, not as something that's cool. It's something that your grandmother does.
That encourages
me. Not that
there's
anything wrong with that.
Grandma? Yes, there is. No, that encourages me because, of course, part of the debate that's going on is, should government be regulating these giant companies, especially Facebook, to protect us from ourselves? It's encouraging. I think that's a terrible solution, but it may be, if it's the only solution, then it's the only solution. But it's encouraging that maybe we don't need that if people are, self-correcting. If they're going to be say, you know what, I could tell this is bad for me, I'm going to use it less. That would be a very encouraging thing to me.
I still think that they probably will need to have regulations. They have too much power. Like, they have too much power. There's no way that a company with that much power will not be able to be evil with it. It's just, it corrupts. So once you taste power and how much money they can make and how much they can control what people do and say, which if you have information to everyone, like really, like there's more information about me on my phone. I'd rather, if I had to choose between my husband being subpoenaed or my phone, like I'll take my husband.
He knows a lot less about you.
He does.
I bet he doesn't even notice when you get your hair color changed.
No,